Good afternoon. My name is Nancy, and I am here with another needle felting tutorial. I'm sorry if that makes any annoying noise as I set that down. I started needle felting back in 2018, and shortly after I got going, I started making some tutorials, and I'd appreciate it if you check out my channel. I do have some beginner tutorials out there that I think would be great for beginners. And the other day I was going through my videos and just, checking them out. And I noticed the one I had made for Christmas stars, for some reason, was like so blurry, and I don't know what the heck happened to it. So this is a remake. So if you're wondering why am I wearing a Christmas shirt in April, it's just to put myself into the Christmassy mood, since this is a basic Christmas video. So, okay, let me tell you what you're going to need today. First of all, let me move this out of the way. Last thing I need to do is be spilling that over everything. Alright, you're going to need Polyfill. Alright, this is what I use for cores. It's a great budget saver. And I do have a video of how to use Polyfill for cores. If you'd like to check that out, I'd greatly appreciate it. A few days ago, I did a remake on that one too. And it's an easier method of how to make your cores. So I'd appreciate it if you check that out. You're going to need a silicone mold to follow along with the video here. I bought that at Michael's, oh gosh, like a few years ago. It was an after Christmas item, so it was cheaper. But I'm sure if you just check out some craft stores or maybe even online, but you're going to need yourself a silicone mold. Then whatever color wool you want to use. Today I figured for the fun of it, I'm just going to do this neon pink. I just thought it was pretty, and it's easier to see on the video. Now for your magnets, I bought a bunch of button magnets at Walmart a long time ago. I just went ahead and put them in a Ziploc bag. Or if you don't want to do the buttons, an easier thing to do would be just magnet tape. That would be easier. But if you want to do the buttons, what I use is some embroidery scissors, and I'll demonstrate what those are for here in a minute. And then just for extra bonding, extra backup, this is just me. I always put a dot of glue on the magnets. That's just me, extra bonding. You're going to need a 3-needle tool for forming your cores. And now what I do, now this is just a system I have. I have a red line on this one just for strictly doing my polyfill cores. And that way, when I go through the needles, I go through these a little bit faster than my other tool. Then I change out the needles in here. It's just a system I have. And if you don't have a 3-needle tool like that, you can actually make your own. Stealing an idea, some ideas I saw in some other tutorials back when I was still new, I saved a bunch of needles out of my first ever kits that I used, and then I just rubber banded them together. So this will work as a 3-needle tool. And this is also good for applying wool to your cores. I do that a lot. And today I've got a single needle. This is for fine-tuning the edges of the star, which will be demonstrated later. And you might want to get yourself some fingertip protectors. Now sometimes, now this is just me, I don't always use these when I'm working on my stars here, because I've kind of gotten, to where I don't stab myself. Now I still do, I ain't gonna say I don't, but I don't stab as much as I used to. Back when I was still new to needle felting, oh my god, stabbed myself all the time, which is why I ended up investing in some of these. Alright, now what I'm going to do is kind of jump ahead a little bit to the end. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the magnets and the Christmas hook first. I'm going to go ahead and just do that and get that out of the way. Okay, now if you want to have yourself a good laugh, this is not an actual Christmas hook like Christmassy. That's a paper clip. My Christmas hooks, I was looking for them a couple days ago, planning to make this video. I cannot find the darn things. I don't know where I put them. I thought I had them in my craft area. I think I might have stuck them in a Christmas box, and that's out in the closet on the patio. So what I did was I just took a paper clip, which always, for Christmas ornaments, if you want, you could use paper clips. But basically what I did was, after I finished the star, you can probably tell, all I did was take the end of it here, okay, and I just like stuck that down in the star, and then following the curve, I just came up with it. All right, now at this point, you're going to want some needle nose pliers, which I forgot to get out, but you're going to want to take your needle nose pliers, and the ends here, especially on the Christmas hooks, they might be a little bit more scratchy than a paper clip. You're going to want to like bend just the ends over, and that's just for safety purposes. And then also on this end too, you might want to take your needle nose pliers and just, bend the ends. That's just for safety, safety purposes. So, that keeps anybody from getting scratched. But that's how you would do an ornament hook. So, or in this in this condition, you could also do a do a paper clip. I mean, it works. Okay, so that would be your Christmas tree ornament. Now for your magnets, what I did, okay, on the button. Okay, now what you could do is you could just glue the buttons, to the star if you want to, but then they would like be sticking out. Okay, now I don't know about you, this is just me. I like to have them like flush into the item. So what I did was I held my little button on there just to position it where I wanted it, and then kind of just eyeball it. And then what you start doing is you take your clippers here and just start clipping out the circle. Now this will take a few minutes, but just keep clipping and clipping. Now you might want to do this over like a piece of paper or something, or do it like over the top of a trash can, because you're going to get like all these little bits and fuzz and stuff, and you're not going to want those on your lap. But just take your embroidery clippers here and you just start clipping out the circle, and you can make it as deep as you want. You can make it just to where it goes in just a little bit, or you can get it like really deep like I got it, and so that my magnet sits in there flush, pretty much flush. I said that's just me, that's the way I like it. And then what I do is obviously take my glue, I put a dot of glue on the magnet, a couple of dots, set it down in there. Now if you don't want to do the buttons, you could do, like I said, the magnet tape. Now this, when you peel off the white piece there, it already has, it's already sticky, already has glue. Now just me, I go ahead and put a couple more dots of glue, and then, like I said, just cut yourself out a little square, just a little square, and, stick that to the star. Now, this is just a suggestion. Something I do is, like I'll make, okay, say like I make all these stars here, and then I'll go ahead and like, put all the magnets on them, either tape or buttons. Go ahead and put them in there. Now what I do after I glue the magnets and get them like all set, take yourself a heavy book, like a hardback book, and just set a book on top of your silicone mold. Set that on the table and just put it out of the way and just let it sit all night and dry. That's just me. I think it gives the glue more of a bond by just putting some weight. But that's just it. You could do like all your stars at one time. Alright, and that's just a method you might want to try. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of the video now. Alright. Now as you see, I was practicing yesterday and I already got one started here. But basically what you want to do is just get yourself just a small piece of polyfill. Doesn't have to be very big. And as demonstrated on my Polyfill for Cores tutorial, the easiest way to get this going is to go ahead and roll it in your hands. This will give it like a good start. It's called dry felting, and this will give you, some form. It'll give you a good little start. And you just want to do that for a few minutes. Okay, and then tuck it down. Okay, now if you have like an excessive amount still sticking out, okay, what you can do is go ahead and like just pull out maybe half of it. And this is a good thing about polyfill and stuff, is you can always start with just a little bit, and then you could always add more as you need it. All right, now what I'm going to do is, I think you might be having trouble seeing me because I can't see what I'm doing. Let me angle down. Okay. Hopefully you can see better what I'm doing. Okay, I think that might be a better shot. Okay, so get your 3-needle tool, and simply all you're going to do, now what you could do if you're going to like hold that in there, like I said, that might be the time you might want to put your fingertip protector on. But like I said, I pretty much just take my chances here. Just kind of hold the fluff, and then what you're doing is just go slow. And if you just kind of hold your needle tool inside the cone, the mold, and just start going around the edges. Now this will take a few minutes. This is not like a 2-minute thing and ta-da, you're done. Polyfill does take a few minutes, but it is so worth it because, like I said, it's a great budget saver for those of you on a budget. And all I'm doing is just rotating around here. I hope you can see that. And I'm just going around the edge of the mold and just following the edges of the outline. Now another thing too, as you're going around and around here, is don't like really, you don't have to do it like really hard. Just gently, barely do it, and you'll feel yourself tapping the bottom. So try not to get too crazy and just, you're trying to go too fast and you start like really whacking it really hard, because there's a chance you could break off the tips of your needles. So just go gentle. No need to get crazy with it. And all you're doing is just tapping in the fuzz pretty much. All right. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and flip. Okay, now you see that your top is still fuzzy there. Okay, set it back down in, and then you want to do this side. And like I said, it takes a few minutes, but once you get the hang of it and you start getting a little bit faster and faster, it won't take you as long. But if you're new, like I said, go slow, take your time. I said try to follow the edges. Now another thing I'm doing here is, you'll see, is I'm tucking it in from the sides too. That'll help tuck in your fuzz if you come at it from the sides a little bit. Alright, tuck in your fuzz. Follow the outline. And then once you've got yourself a pretty good shape formed, I said it only takes a few minutes. Then we're going to start applying the wool. Okay. Alright, so we got a pretty good shape form there. And it doesn't have to be, perfect. Because like I said, we're going to fine tune it when we apply the wool. Alright. There we go. Now to apply your wool, like I said, pick out the color you want. Like I said, today we're doing hot pink. Now I find the easiest way to do it, just go ahead and get yourself a fairly good size, chunk. I mean, you don't want, too big a chunk. And then if you just pull it apart and kind of, shred it up a little bit, it makes it easier to apply. Now this is actually some wool I made myself. If you would like to check out my video, I have a quick and easy video of how to brush out your own roving wool, and I just recorded that yesterday actually. But it is so easy to brush out your own roving wool, and that is also a great budget friendly way of saving some money for your felting craft. So I would appreciate it if you would check that video out. I said it's a quick, easy way to brush out your own roving. Alright, now after you kind of like tear it apart and shred it and everything, kind of fluff it out. Okay, you kind of want to form it like that. Then just pull out your star. Now what I'm doing is laying the star on top, setting the star back in. Okay, and you got all these fuzzies hanging out, okay? Then simply what you're going to do is just start pulling your fuzzies in. I hope you can see that. I'm pulling them in and tucking down. Now be careful, like I said, try not to get too crazy. You don't have to, don't be whacking too hard. And all you're doing is pulling in the fuzz and tacking down. Now you see me holding it down with my finger. I'm being careful. I'm staying over here like I'm not doing it right by my finger. But that'll help a little bit too. And all you're doing is just, like I said, just tucking in the fuzz. Okay. Like I said, this does take a few minutes. Now that's the thing about needle felting, is it's a craft that takes time. So you need to be patient. Be patient. Okay. Be patient. Which actually has been a good thing for me, learning this craft. I can't begin to tell you. Okay, I'll admit I'm an impatient person. So this has really taught me patience, but it's like so relaxing, and it's just so much fun to just create your own creations. Through time, once I started learning different methods, watching different videos, I started making my own creatures. One of the first ones I ever got good at was making snowmen. And not to brag, but I think they come out pretty cute. I get compliments on them. And if you would like to watch it, I actually do have a snowman video. And I made it in 3 parts. And that would be great for a beginner, is my snowman video. So I would hope you would tune into that. So I know it's only April, but hey, who says you couldn't watch it now and start making snowmen now? That'll get you way ahead for Christmas and winter. Alright, now normally I would do this like a lot longer. You can tell that's like still fuzzy, but after you get that needle felted down, pretty good and everything, then what you're going to do is go ahead and pull it out, flip it over. Okay, tuck that down in. Now you see how fuzzy that is. Then what you'll do is just do the other side. And that's pretty much all it is just, taking your fluffy wool and just, tucking it in and tapping it down. Now what you can do too is after you get done, and everything, you might see some bald spots, some spots you missed. And if so, all you got to do is just get yourself like, a teeny pinch. Okay, and say like, there's still a white spot. Just get yourself a teeny pinch and just add a little bit more. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, like I said, normally I would do this like a lot longer, but I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to the one I was practicing on, already did. Now let me show you how to fine tune the edges. Okay, now obviously this one's already done, but I'll show you. Okay, after you've got this all felted down, then the easiest thing to do is actually, if you leave your star in the mold and from the bottom push up a little bit, and see with my thumb I'm holding one of the points in, just stick it out a little bit, and then with your single needle, what you want to do, now be careful because your thumb's there, but just going slowly and following the edge of the mold. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. then what you would do is do the sides. Now this is why I'm using the, I was telling you you need a single needle, because the single needle is easier. And also you can, like, you know, watch what you're doing. Like right now, I'm sorry I'm holding this up, so I'm watching what I'm doing. And what I'm doing here is the crease is just going up and down, up and down. And that's pretty much, okay, and then, you know, say you got that section done, pop it back in, rotate it, holding your thumb on one of the points, pop that up. And I said, just follow the edge of the mold. And I said, be careful because your thumb's right there. So, you know, don't get trying to go too fast because you're going to go right up under your thumbnail. So be careful, go slow. And all you're doing is just forming the edge of your star. And like I said, what you might want to do too, after you do one side, go ahead, flip it over, and double check to make sure you got it all on the other side. Hi, Bunny. Miss Bunny just jumped up here. And that's pretty much all you do is, like I said, you know, tuck in your fuzz, tamp it down, do both sides, and once you get it all, you know, felted down nice and smooth. Hi, Bunny. Hi, baby. This is Bunny. And once you get it all smooth, I said just take your thumb. I said hold on to a point with your thumb, push up from the bottom, and then just do your sides. And that is pretty much the conclusion of the video, I believe. I can't really think of anything else I might have forgot to tell you. And like I said, then after you get done, and this is the good thing, excuse me, Bunny, this is the good thing about a mold like this, is you can do like 5 at once. If you want to make smaller ones, you can do all, and you can do this like all at once, like fill all of them with polyfill first, and then just sit and do different colors, or do all one color if you're doing one color. Now here's the thing about these, the smaller stars here. Okay, those, I think the buttons, let me check. I think the buttons might fit on those, but I mean, that would be, I don't know if you can see that. That would be kind of tight. So that might be something you might want to use the magnet tape on, if the smaller ones, if you're going to do refrigerator magnets. But if you're going to do Christmas ornaments, either size is great for Christmas ornaments. Alrighty, and I believe that is the conclusion. Like I said, I don't think I forgot anything. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I was able to teach you something. I try really hard to point out everything that I can think of, you know, tips, tricks, you know, things that I've goofed up before. So, Bunny, quit. Bunny's over here playing. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really, really appreciate you tuning in. And I hope that you enjoy making stars for, you know, Christmas, refrigerator magnets. And please check out my other videos. Like I said, I have polyfill for cores, snowmen. I have a pumpkin video if you want to watch that. That is great for beginners. So I really appreciate you tuning into my channel and watching my videos. Thank you, and have a great day. And I know it's a little early, but Merry Christmas too.